Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Welcome to round 1 of 4 of the Galaxy Stargaze PUBG Mobile Weekly Scrims. We got 4 rounds of action, mayhem, and strategy coming your way today, but first and foremost, for those of you who aren't quite acquainted as to who I am, I'm RedEyes, your ever-lovable and adorably cuddly caster, bringing you that daily dosage of butt-kickery, tomfoolery, and all-around shenaniganism. We got a stacked lobby for you today, boys and girls. We got Nebula Black, Nebulae. We got All in Pink, Thirst You Delta, Hellcat's Rain. We've got Fruit Cup OGs, Nemesis Gaming. Let's see, let me make sure. Yep, we got Nemesis Gaming, Luna Wicked, C4 Esports, For Schmucks, Spirit, New Genesis Maniacs, Pop Off Maniacs, Haunted Souls, Seneca Esports, Hellcat's RedEye. Ooh, all right. Eternal Gaming, Spirit Fem, Rise Esports, Udon Alliance, One Press Elite, and First Patty Significance. So I'm expecting nothing but action right off the bat, especially considering we're doing things a little bit unorthodox today and kicking this event off with, you guessed it, a Sandhawk. Now, what needs to be said about this tiny condensed map of Sandhawk? Well, it's basically the exact opposite of Miramar, which I consider our largest map, because this is obviously our smallest for the event. Now, we got Noosa and Karakin, but those are a bit small in the esports scene. So realistically, this is going to be the smallest map that we're working with, meaning that the odds of 2 teams landing next to each other is just higher. And going ahead to exemplify the point, we've got the likes of Hellcat's Rain here in very close proximity to Seneca Esports. And as per the PUBG Mobile routine, looks to be a bit of a render as we get things going. And having lost 1 member before they're all even touched down, that's a tough pill to swallow, to say the least. And now with another member down, being taken down, it's going to leave everything riding on Craig and Chatty. Very tough start, so they're going to absolutely have to dial things back from this all-out aggressive, maybe to a more reserved approach here, and try to let these numbers dwindle. So quickly switching over to the Fruit Cups, at the Camp Charlie region, they're entering round 1 as just a 2-piece. So talk about having half of your original, lineup. Fruit Cups started off that way from the get-go, and so they're definitely going to have to play things from a more reserved standpoint if they want a shot at really taking this bad boy. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure that went on the screen, but all right. Well, for a brief moment, we're going to go check out what's happening with Luna and the likes of All in Pink here at Cal. We got Smalls already equipped with the Vector AK-47 combo, finding him or herself entirely reliant upon that CQC weaponry, probably more so out of necessity than preference at this stage, but no one's complaining about an AK. As you can see, let's just get an idea of just how close in proximity. Yeah, just about 2 buildings separating these 2 teams here. Pardon me, this is First Patty Significance here with Luna. My apologies to First Patty. Well, anything else here on the board? A little bit of congestion here let's see if I can get this on the screen. Oh, I'm sorry about keeping my camera that large, ladies and gentlemen. I'll fix that right now. We've got Spirit very close by their opposition in 1 press. It looks like Spirit is going to be pulling the rotation route and driving southbound. I can't really blame him for that at this stage. It's still very early on in the event. And, if you want a shot at taking this bad boy home with the gold medal first place finish, you're going to have to play it smart. All right. Well, we do have 1P going off in the distance. 1P is One Press Elite. We're going to go quickly switch over to them. They are just another 2-piece. However, Rico is down, leaving everything reliant on Vado and Vado alone, desperately trying to provide some cover fire here for his fallen teammate Rico as Spirit's Chris approaches the altercation. And off in the distance, we got UA putting some hurtins on. That's the Udon Alliance. Just get a brief eye on where they're at. Yep, they are in a all-out brawl here. All the while, members of New Genesis Maniacs are eliminating their opposition as well in the distance. Well, I don't think Vado is in a very comfortable position here at this stage, being that he is outnumbered and being approached on by a DBS, but still with the UMP taking him out. Oof. That double-barrel shotgun is a CQC annihilator when 1 shot can absolutely make the difference between life and death. You don't have any luxury for error there. So good on him for getting that done and taken care of with the UMP-45. Well, the Udon Alliance with ROP down, it's going to be on Lunatic and Thea, but they are going to be able to get a revive on their fallen teammate most likely here. Lunatic providing the Overwatch and cover fire, securing a Thirst onto Shadow. All right. Well, I think I'm going to have to switch on back, ladies and gentlemen. We still have the all-in pink crew up in the clutches here. Oh, pardon me. I made a mistake again. It's the first Patty boys and girls surrounded on 3 angles by the likes of Luna Wicked. Now, if this ends up being what I have claimed and termed the boa strat, where they surround their opponent on 3 sides simultaneously, that's a pretty advanced tactic, especially for an open scrim. But wow, they do it pretty well. Luna popping off there. Now, they've already secured their first 4 kills, and while it didn't come without paying a price, they certainly lost Murph fairly early on. I think we can all agree, one of your teammates in a trade for 4 kills, that's a pretty good trade. So, a good start for Luna, and they're going to carry on as a 3-piece. Getting eyes once again on Udon Alliance. Why? Because they have an opposition nearby in the form of what looks to be... yeah, it's going to be the 4 Schmucks. 4 Schmucks, still a full 4-piece. They are still 4 Schmucks. We got Koyos here, right next to my boy Bones, holding a nice little Overwatch position, and Udon Alliance has no idea. This is about to be all-out bloodbath warfare, like fish in a barrel. Oh, but Bones takes the shot, and unfortunately just a few milliseconds too late, and he was not able to hit the mark. Luckily, we got our boy Not Lit, a recurrent follower and viewer of mine, coming in, popping off, and getting the takedown regardless. So now, Crew and 4 Schmucks have a real opportunity. If they can capitalize here and even maybe secure a nade knock here on ROP, it's going to be a pretty quick advancement. And looks like Bones is going to come in with an aggressive push regardless. I like it. Coming in with the Vector in hand, and oh, he does have the extended. But at a position where he is below half health, it's going to be a tough one. So his teammate Braindead approaching from the off angle while Koyos holds position behind the boulder, utilizing what geographical cover he can. Now Bones coming around the side. Vector at the ready. He knows that even a few mistimed bullets could leave him with too low of a clip to hit his mark. Lunatic coming in. Well, Bones was committed to trying to secure that Thirst there after his opposition got some cover in the compound. Well, Koyos able to serve revenge out on a platter, cold and fast, and they're going to be able to get Bones back up. He is not a bag of bones just yet. He's going to carry on, and the 4 Schmucks will leave this altercation with 3 kills in hand. Now, elsewhere, that does leave us with a little bit of a spread. Looks like we might have something here. The new Genesis Maniac firing uphill down at C4, and it's just a wreck into their opponent Trip. Easy claps there as they secure their 3rd kill, and here we see Wingles responsible for 2/3. Well, it's not over yet. As you can see, we got Daddy from C4 here, holding position. Well, actually not. He's going to be falling back. Probably the smarter move here to pull that evacuation rotation potentially. And if he continues to move forward here, he might even get an Overwatch over members of All in Pink. His primary goal here is reuniting with his teammates here and carrying on as a singular unit. I can't blame him for that, especially given the circumstances of being reduced down to a 3-piece. All right. Well, a little bit of downtime here, and while that is to be least expected on this, our smallest map, it is kind of a recurrent feature of PUBG Mobile, just due to the nature of the game. It's a battle royale, and you're going to get moments of downtime, pockets of in-betweenness. But you know what I always say, ladies and gentlemen, is that a more passive early game always is going to directly translate into a more action-packed climactic mid or in-game. So it's going to be worth the trade if you ask me. Thank you so much, Melly. Oh, wow. those of you who are watching on the Twitch, please, please, please do come over to the YouTube. I'm desperately trying to grow my follower base there, and it would mean an awful lot to me. The link is provided at the top of the chat feed. Just in case any of you guys are not already there, it's youtube.com/@RedEyes_official. The @ RedEyes_official. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Action is on the board. It's the final remaining member of the Hellcats Red Eye crew. That's going to be Demon, and he is holding position, surrounded by 4 walls of false comfort, as I like to put it here. Boy, that was a wasted opportunity, unfortunately. And Demon putting up his best fight as he's pushed on, outnumbered, outmanned, and outgunned. And after that, there wasn't really much opportunity to, come back from that. After he didn't land the shots on his opponent walking through. That might have been a potential opportunity to pick one off, and so he would have been pushed on by 1 to 2 max. But being pushed on by, multiples, it's a tough call. Well, this little standoff here between the new Genesis Maniacs and the opponents in, their opponents in C4 Esports is just looming on. Lots of downtime between these two teams, and it looks like that neither of them are too eager to serve themselves on a platter to the opposition. They're waiting for the opponent to present themselves at a moment of vulnerability. But as we've seen in PUBG Mobile, when both teams have that same strategy, it can lead to a bit of stale time. So I'm going to switch away to the boys in Eternal Gaming, also a two-piece. This is Clout and Phoenix. Very, very recurrent and long-standing clan members in the PUBG Mobile NA scene. Really, really top tier for the tier 2 bracket. Really kind of leading that bracket there, I should say, for quite some time. So I definitely expect a lot out of him, even as a two-piece. And here we see it. Phoenix getting a knock on my boy Horsepower. And this is going to put a lot of pressure on the remainder of them. Mommy Power has already been knocked. So it's going to be riding on Dylan and Flaws here. Dylan going to be providing the overwatch and cover fire as Flaws tries to secure a revive on his fallen teammate Horse. That Horse is able to trot again, and Clout takes the bait, and Dylan was there ready and waiting to just annihilate him. And that is a really tough break for Eternal. That's going to reduce them down to just one singular member. And if they want any shot of having a chance at taking home this event with a first place overall prize, or, just standing, they're going to need to get some decent placement here in round 1 so that they don't have as much slack to make up for in the following 3 rounds. Where's the next bit of blood going to come from? Hey, Slimbot, how's it going? Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching on Twitch, please hop over to the YouTube. I'm definitely trying to congregate the viewers there for my events, for at least for the time being. But I do appreciate you watching. And if you don't have a YouTube account, I completely understand. All right, well, not a lot happening here on the playing field at the moment. Teams just sort of letting these numbers dwindle. We can see the boys in Thirst U Delta coming in from the eastern front, just trying to stay in front of the dead zone. When we also hear a couple shots being put out, and I'm betting that that's going to be from the new Genesis Maniacs. Yep, we see Dark here trying to get a knock on his opposition in Seneca. Now, Seneca, a full 4-piece, 0 kills, probably 3 kills to their name so far. We see Leo OP, 6x M4 at the ready, but boy, Dark having the high ground geographical advantage here. Because even if he's able to knock Dark from this distance, Dark's going to fall out of the line of sight from thirsting. So it would mean you'd have to get an immediate push on him and hope to get there before his teammates do. And look at this. Leo, you trying to utilize a long-lost art, the punch glitch, to mute his footsteps. That's been gone for a little bit now, I believe. Well, Vado of OnePress being pushed on as we speak by his opposition in Pop-Off Maniacs. We got Hate here. And Hate was just not expecting Vado there. at all. Definitely did not account for someone holding those 4 walls, and Votto took advantage. And now he is responsible for all 3 of the team's kills. All right. Well, Votto's location is likely no secret to the remainder of Pop-Off Maniacs. So you can imagine that they're going to be a little bit angry here. Especially, we got Dragon close up in the mix, and he is being a sneaky little grass snake, utilizing the geography to be his cover here. And that's one really great thing about Sandhawk, is the geographical cover just condenses this map so much. It's so lush in vegetation. There's so much natural cover you can take, more grass to hide inside, and trees and boulders to hide behind. So you gotta be alert for a higher than average number of snakes than usual. Well, getting eyes on Galaxy. At this point, Nebulae, pardon me. This is going to be down to Dylan and Horse. Horse reduced down to below half health. Able to get a first aid off just in the nick of time, but boy, his opposition in Fruit Cup is throwing some utilities that just rain hellfire on my boy, and he is picked off from the side in a third party from Nemesis Black. Oof. Well, now Nemesis Black being the focal point for the Fruit Cups. They're a little upset about their kill being stolen. Well, Weapon 2 is teaching 1v4 a little bit of a lesson in distance damage there. Putting a couple warning shots out his way. Enough to buy Weckham a little bit of time to pull a flank. But they're going to have to be careful, ladies and gentlemen. Just looming behind and above them is going to be none other than Seneca. And I bet you that Seneca is going to come out with some red vision here. Aiming in to pick on the Fruit Cups. And it's for that reason I'm going to stay on Fruit Cups, because they're just a 2-piece. And yep, as I say it, 1v4 being shot. What I thought it was from behind, but it must have actually been from Dow of Thirst University filling in on Seneca Esports. But look, 1v4 getting Leo OP right out of the equation. And it's going to be a push by the 2-piece as they secure the Thirst. And now it's a 2v3 scenario, which, hey, crazier things have happened. 1v4 taking a big hit and is knocked. Quick Nick soon to follow. That was a short-lived attempt, unfortunately, but it happens. All right, so what to tune into? I think potentially we're going to get eyes on C4. Why? Because they're currently sandwiched. They're the deli meat in an all-in pink sandwich here, and that's not where they want to be. All the while, one press being picked off in the distance here. Yep, that is it for One Press Elite. And it looks like members of Pop-Off Maniacs, while they did have a member of their team knock, Zhu Fang, he is able to be revived here and now at the hands of Storm, while Dragon keeps an eye on the surrounding area. Maybe we'll tune into the all-in pink crew as they work their way southbound into the zone, right on by the opposition of C4 Esports, and not taking a single bullet of damage. Not a single bullet was fired, so C4 definitely not trying to draw unnecessary attention to themselves here. All right, well, there's one hope here for Eternal Gaming. Keep in mind, they only entered as a 2-piece, but one still remains, and this is one Phoenix that will not be able to rise from the ashes if he is taken down. There's no such thing as a knock for a solo here, so he's going to have to be very careful in which battles he picks, and he sees Bones of the 4 schmucks, gets eyes, and wrecks into him with that 6x10-4. My concern is that in doing so, he has put out his location like a honing beam, and there is no way to secure the Thirst on that schmuck Bones. Instead, he's going to try to focus his attention to another member, another schmuck going by the name of Brain Dead. Even if he's able to get that second knock, I don't think he's going to be able to push, because even if he had a vehicle, Bones would have been revived by then. So I don't think this is a very productive fight to take on, given the circumstances of him being a solo. But hey, you know, it's always easier to say for a caster, you know, my hindsight's 2020. Having that spectator vision makes a lot of difference. All right, well, all in pink is down to Goyo and M. I withdraw that statement as Takoi is revived. But they're going to have to deal with the looming threat of C4, a spread out C4. At this point, with Stay Toxic down, it's going to leave it riding on WPF Mike and Daddy. Mike about to get a nice high ground angle on the opposition Goyo. Taking Goyo down to below half health. I believe that might have even been Daddy who did that. All the while, Luna wrecks into the final hope for Eternal. That Phoenix is down and not to be coming back from the ashes. Not until next match, at least. All right, well, one of the all-in crew is really tempting fate here, and it's going to be Goyo. And I see his reasoning. He's got a knock on Stay Toxic, but it looks like smoke has been thrown to the teammate, the fallen teammate by Daddy, who I don't know how he would pull that sort of flank downhill without being wrecked apart here by Goyo. And Goyo's keeping that pressure on him. All the while, C4 dealing with other issues in the distance. Yep, Stay Toxic is out of the equation, so it's down to Daddy and Mike. Oof. Well, Mike trying to peek out to keep the pressure on the low ground holders of all in, but instead taking a lot of damage, being reduced down to half health, and then having to reprioritize the situation for a revive. And wow, all in's reaction time here. That was, I believe, Takoy here. If it wasn't Takoy, I apologize. Whoever, Goyo, Im, or Takoy, one of them was firing at an opposition off to their left in the western region. And the second that C4 peaked, it was shots time. It was a very quick reaction time and accurate. All right. Well, as I say this, Weckham is... Weckham of Nebulous Black throwing some hellfire out to the opposition in New Genesis Maniacs. Noof not taking a single lick of damage. But if at first you don't succeed, try again. And Weckham with a monster secondary nade going full on Martha Stewart, the prison ages. Yeah, just cooking up a monster nade. Perfectly timed. Love it. All right. Well... that's going to be Nemesis Black's 8th kill. And 6 of those go to this boy right here, Weckham. Very heavy backpack on this boy's shoulders. But let's not discredit the rest of the team. Well, Wingles, no time to waste, getting a line of sight on the pop-off Maniacs as he puts some M4 shots outward, really putting a hurting onto Dragon, but not enough time to advance before Dragon is able to heal up with the first aid. So we see Wingles cooking up a nade, and it looks like his opponent, Dragon, is going to do the same here. Oh! And Dragon gets the nade on him! Oh boy, it was a trade of utilities, and it worked out in Dragon's favor here. Well, getting eyes once again on Nemesis Black out of the frying pan into the fire. Now they're engaging with the 4 schmucks as Weckham wrecks into Fury. 6-4, just... annihilating the opposition. All the while, Kodak and Dylan holding ground here because of the looming threat of Luna Wicked behind them. Luna Wicked, let's get a God's eye view here as Smalls utilizes what geographical cover is afforded to them. And there's so many teams nearby. Honestly, Luna's playing this perfectly right now. Not drawing the unnecessary attention, making sure that they have that surprise angle on the low ground holders while not tempting too much fate here with Nemesis Black. And look, all in, wrecking into Nemesis Black. It's going to leave it down to Dylan, a third party from hell. And boy, Nemesis was not ready for that. And now we see Dylan trying to secure a revive on his fallen teammate. And by far their most aggressive player this match, Weckham. They do not want to lose their heaviest hitter. But unfortunately, the caster curse is real, ladies and gentlemen, and he is going to be wrecked into the regardless. Dylan, now 6x M4 aimed outward at somebody who I'm assuming was probably just eliminated. Either that or he just had the wrong idea of where they were at. All the while, Takoy going off in the distance, securing a knock with the DBS. And looks like he's got no time to rest here. Utilizing the boulder for cover. He's going to throw a nade to try to secure a thirst. I don't think he's aware that his thirst has already, or his knock has already been thirsted. So potentially they were robbed of a 4th kill here. But Luna getting picked on as Hackerman is down. It's going to leave it riding on Joe and Smalls. Joe with the 6x M4 at the ready. All the while, Smalls in the close quarter combat with the DBS double barrel shotgun wrecking into the opponent. Kodak is out of there. Well, let's give it up to All In here. You know, they entered this as a 3-piece. They're still a full 3-piece. And keeping the pressure elsewhere. We're down to 3 teams, ladies and gentlemen. It's a 3v3v1. It's going to be All In Pink. Luna, pardon me, I know Luna Wicked, and the 4 schmucks down to 1 schmuck not lit. And I don't want to put him in the hot seat too much because, as you see, he's going to be utilizing the infamous heal strat. And so it's not going to be that interesting of content to spectate that. But what will be is this 3v3, a fair fight to end round 1 between All In and Luna. Boy. And shots being fired by Decoy, doing some serious damage to Hackerman, reducing him down to below half health. It's going to be more utilities to follow, just falling a little bit short of the mark. Decoy going to try to account for that first one and adjust his throw, but I don't think that they'll be able to throw it quite that far. I'm wrong. I've been wrong on occasion. We can mark the date and time. I'm wrong all the time. But, all right. Well, Goyo, a weakened Goyo, desperately needing to prioritize some heals, does so. But now, ladies and gentlemen, the biggest threat coming in right, for them is going to be the dead zone. That dead zone, I don't care who you are, what tier you're playing at. I don't care if you're Paraboy and playing for a tier 1 award. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has a higher KD than that blue zone. But either way, Luna Esports, this is Luna Black dominating this match. Even with only 3 members of their team put up the kills, but that was literally 12 kills. And honestly, a 5-4-3 distribution. I mean, they're all pulling their weight. And let's not discredit Murph. You know, we didn't even get a chance to see what Murph could do yet. So Luna putting up a phenomenal performance, even as a 3-piece. So keep your eye out for them entering as a full 4-piece too. 12 kills, 5 of which are going to go to Joe, 9 of which between Joe and Hackerman. All In, another give credit where credit is due situation, entering as a 3-piece and taking home that silver second-place medal with 4 kills. Not bad. Nothing to wag your finger at. The 4 schmucks in 3rd place with 4 kills, 3 of which go to Koyos. We got the Thirst U Delta crew in 4th, also another 3-piece, but with 5 kills between Rage and Xylo. We got POM, the Pop-Off Maniac, securing 5th with 3 kills between Dragon and Storm. Nemesis, this is going to be Nemesis Black, I believe, in 6th place, but with 10 kills, 80% of the kills going to Weckham. That guy is on one when it comes to Sandhawk matches, apparently. We got SE, the Seneca Esports crew, in 7th, and that's going to be with 8 kills, half of which are going to go to Fury alone. Spirit, another 3-piece, grabbing 8 this time with 1 kill from Bella. We've got New Genesis Maniacs in 9th place, but with 5 kills as a 3-piece. C4 Esports in 10th, but with a big fat onion for kills. Eternal as a 2-piece, 11th place, another onion. Keeping up the trend, we got the other Spirit here. This is either Spirit or Spirit Femme. I'm going to say, based on Chris being in here, that it's probably the Spirit, not Spirit Femme, but 12th place, 0 kills. One Press, a 2-piece, but 3 kills thanks to Vado, taking 13th place. We got Fruit Cups as a 2-piece in 14th with 2 kills. We got the crew in, this is Galaxy Esports, but I know that's not their actual team name. Their team name, I believe, is Nebulae. They're going to be grabbing 15th place with 1 kill from Dylan. The Hellcats RedEye in 16th with 0. We got Udon Alliance grabbing 17th with 3. 18th going to goodness knows. This is either Nemesis or Nebulae or something here. Or pardon me, Nemesis Black or Nemesis Gaming, one of the two. I think this is Nemesis Gaming, if I'm not wrong. 4 kills between Speed and Leo. We got Warlord, Crumbs, Tasty, and Cornbread with absolutely no tags to their name. So I don't know who they are. 1 kill to Breadcrumbs. We got KOD grabbing 20th place. KOD is none other than Haunted Souls with 0 kills. We got the other Hellcats in here. This is going to be either Hellcats Red Eye or Hellcats Rain. My apologies earlier. 21st and last place with 0 kills. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have now seen our participants in Sandhawk, the lush condensed forest, but, you know, we've still got 3 rounds ahead of us, and different maps mean different geography. Different geography means different strategy, and what worked so well on this lush condensed forest of Sandhawk might not be the ticket for Erangel, Miramar, or Vikendi. So hang tight. We're going to be back in just a few short moments with round 2 of 4 of the Galaxy Stargaze PUBG Mobile Weekly Scrims. Stick around. We'll be back soon. Alrighty, cuties, disregard that round one. Thanks. Welcome back to round 2 of 4 of the Galaxy Stargaze PUBG Mobile Weekly Scrims. We're gonna be kicking off round 2, as you guessed it, a Miramar, and we don't need that right now. Miramar. Now, what needs to be said about Miramar? Why is that logo coming up right now? I don't even see that logo active. There we go. What needs to be said about a map like Miramar? Essentially, it's the largest map that we have in the game. Now, technically, that's not exactly accurate, as Erangel is also an 8x8. But that includes all of Erangel's bodies of water. So realistically, this is going to be the largest map that we're working with, meaning that the odds of two teams landing next to each other is just going to be a bit slimmer. So you got to be alert of not just your immediate surroundings, but your distant surroundings as well. And this is also the most open map that we have in the game, meaning that, you know, the odds of you being sniped from 300 meters away, it's just going up even further. So, as I said, immediate surroundings, yes. Distant surroundings, heck yes. And the third and final thing I want to say is that this map is so large that it finds itself almost entirely reliant upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game we get. And as you can see, the participants are thanking their lucky stars, no pun intended, because they are left with a perfectly centralized flight path, meaning that they have nothing but options here. And we got some early jumpers, it looks like. It seems to be, I do believe, pardon me, it looks like we have a new slot list being provided. So I am going to have to get this pulled up. So it's going to be the crew in One Press Elite that did this early rotation here. But here's where I want to draw focus. We've got members of Nemesis Black alongside multiple teams. It looks to be the new Genesis Maniacs, as well as members of Udon Alliance just above them. Here off to the south, we can see the crew in Thirst U Delta about to face off against the Pop-Off Maniacs. So I think that's what I'm going to tune into to start things off. Well, as to be the case with Miramar, even though they looked to be right at each other's heels, once you zoom in, you see that they actually have a bit of distance between them. Just going to exemplify the sheer size of this map. Well, switching over to Team 13, this is going to be Spirit. They are nearby the opposition in Luna. And we have one of the members, Chris, firing away with what I think was a pistol. Well, whatever it was, Chris now having a UMP, or pardon me, a mini to fire outward with. Still probably not what he was hoping for. I'm going to go over to this love triangle on the northeastern portion of the zone. Pardon me, it's about to be a little love diamond here, as we've got members of Spirit Fem alongside the oppositions of Hellcat's RedEye, all in pink, as well as the looming threat of Nebulae off in the distance. And that's Shadow from Hellcats going in. But boy, revenge serves cold and fast as Rico gets him from behind. Very unexpected attack there, and just wrecks into Murph right on advancement with that Uzi, and he might be able to secure a revive on his fallen teammate Mocha here, assuming a nade doesn't land on him. Yeah. Huge shout out to my supporters on Twitch. Horsepower, thank you so freaking much for the 25 gifted subs. After you did the same thing, I believe, last week. I mean, just amazing, man. None of this is possible without y'all's support, and it means the world to me. Well, the Hellcats are down to one last Hellcat, and he ain't a cat. It's a mouse. And Mouse holding position with an M249 against the looming threat in All In, Brittany nearby. Not to even mention that he's got another member of All In across the street. I think what I'm going to do is go God's Eye here. Hi, Kaylin. Hey, Troji. All right, well, Nemesis Black, their heavy hitter from round 1, Weckham, responsible for 80% of the team's kills on that standoff match. Now firing away, securing a knock on one of the new Genesis Maniacs. It's Noof taken down via the M16 from Weckham, and now he is not wasting time, quickly reprioritizing his attention over to another new Genesis Maniac. We got Wingles off in the distance. So if you guys aren't aware, I also run my own monthly tournament here, thanks to one of your very own from Galaxy Esports, Glacier, and her amazing husband, Hunter of Gunman, aka Hog, are the sponsors of my $450 Dead in Month tournament. Now 2 years running. This will be its 25th month, Dead in March. The calendar has not been released yet, but will be tomorrow. So keep an eye on that, and anyone can register in my Discord. The link is on the link tree provided in the YouTube feed. If you're on Twitch, ! Links. We're going to switch over to the crew in Spirit as they engage with the opposition in Luna Wicked. And it looks to be Cueto here who is at the forefront of this. Let me see if I can get it. All right. I need to... All right. As I get this updated slot list here from myself, Cueto taking a little bit of damage, reduced down to 3/4 of his overall health, but still hanging in there pretty easily. Oh, as I say it, the caster curse is real as Ackerman wrecks him from behind. He was so distracted by Smalls that he wasn't able to account for the backside, and in this case, outnumbered, outmanned, and outgunned. All right, new slot list is up and ready. Well, that is going to bring the Spirit crew down to a two-piece of Say and Branch, and this is going to be a tough one here. Branch holding position with a Tommy gun, just swarmed on by a pool of Luna members. Even with the high ground, Branch is... Well, that Branch is falling from the tree, and it's going to be the Dukes from Hackerman for the finish. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, I've got the dad jokes in full effect today. We are growing a whole farm and growing nothing but corn. It's going to be nothing but bad jokes and dad jokes all day. Well, JP47 here on C4 Esports, utilizing the vehicle, the buggy no less, and trying to pull a flank rotation here. All the while, his teammate, Ghoul and Daddy, very close to the looming threat of the first Patty significance. And JP's going back. Whoa, what is going on here? Well, no time to waste. It looks like All In having at it in the distance. All In entering as a full four-piece this time, but has lost M and Brittany already, leaving it down to Goyo and Toy. Goyo with 2-4 in hand, wrecks into the opposition. Rico is down. And boom! Just takes on two of them. Goyo finishing off what was left of Spirit. I have a dad joke that's so corny right now, but oh, I want to say it. I feel like if I say it, you'll all cringe, and I want that so bad. But I'm not going to do it. No. Self-control. All right, well, Luna just doing what Luna does. They have acquired their first 4 kills and not lost a single member in the process. Smalls was knocked, but securely revived by their teammates. Really nice start for Luna here after an already impressive performance in round 1. But we're going to go to the first Patty crew as they are, pardon me, I said the first Patty crew, as they are dealing with the looming threat of C4 that's just swarming on. We got Cornbread desperately in need of some heals. Ecstasy trying to hold position and secure a little bit of cover for his teammate heal with this UMP-45 close quarter combat annihilator, but ooh, JP-47 with an absolute monster molly, raining hellfire on him, and boom goes the dynamite from that nade. All too literally, that is that. All right, we're going to switch over to members of POM. This is going to be the crew in Pop-Off Maniacs, driving northbound into zone from the south region, and it looks like they might have a looming threat in 4 Schmucks ahead of them. However, 4 Schmucks not too aware of them and just prioritizing a nice zone-edged rotation. Hey, Bernardo. ¿Cómo estás, amigo? Guys, if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube, please, please, please do click, well, I guess the link is not there anymore. I don't know why that happens. Well, Here's the link now. Hola, Denny Ben. Hey, BBK. Welcome in, you guys. All right, so where's the next bit of blood going to come from? I would say the best bet would probably be in this little love triangle here between members of Seneca Esports, Udon Alliance, Four Schmucks, and potentially C4 here. And Udon Alliance is in one of the most inopportune positions, and they probably aren't aware of that. They know that they're holding this low ground, and probably in their eyes, these elevated mountains here are just providing cover from any sort of Western attack. But that's not the case, because Seneca Esports has this as a high ground, and that is real trouble if you're Udon Alliance. All right. Getting eyes on the new Genesis Maniacs as a two-piece, engaging against the likes of the Fruit Cups. Fruit Cups got... Well, I'm not going to say his name, but taking a little bit of damage here. Full four-piece, 0 kills to their name. It's Quick Nick, Bravo, 1v4, and that guy who just wants to make my life difficult. C4 on top. I see you guys rooting for him. Well, don't worry. I will make sure C4 gets the screen time that they deserve here, especially since they have viewers in the chat supporting. It means the world to me if you're going to be nice enough to show up to the event and show support to the event, and transitively me, I will absolutely be nice enough to tune into the teams that you are there particularly to watch. Well, Wingles with a high ground over the Four Schmucks, not fooling them for a second, but he's got to be careful because Fruit Cups are just swarming in behind him. Not to mention there's a Fruit Cup in front of him. He could get sandwiched here very quickly. He holds a high ground over Quick Nick and Bravo, but that could be a false sense of comfort there, given that he's got an opposition. Oh, this is not good for Bravo. Bravo taking a lot of damage, but this is exactly what I was talking about. And shooting from that position, Wingles is open target here for the boys in Four Schmucks, but still able to get the knock and secure the thirst. All right. Well, where's the next bit of blood going to come from? We're going to go check in on the boys in C4 here, because yes, indeed, Skr coming in, guns a-blazing. It's not just Skr, it's going to be Skr and Ghoul coming in into a situation where they are outnumbered, outmanned, and outgunned, and do not care. These boys are aggressive, and Ghoul and Skr wrecking into Koyos, ruining his day real quick. Well, it's not over yet. The Four Schmucks are ticked off and have revenge on the mine is not lit. Cooks up a utility here. Yeah, let's get it. Oh, I was going to get it from Bones' perspective, but taken out of the equation a little early there. So, let's get an eye on the remainder of them. Not lit and brain dead. Now a two-piece, and they've got C4 on them with Fruit Cups off in the distance. It's a tough call. And it does not seem like C4 is going to let that pressure off of them, even for a second. Brain dead, just trying to heal, but not lit seems to be the focal point here, as he is taking nade damage, being reduced down to below half health, and then heals up only to be knocked right there and then. And C4 not going to waste an opportunity. They're going to push in on it. It's all on brain dead. So brain dead is officially dead. I definitely cut that joke real short there because probably wouldn't have been funny. And might have been a little misinterpreted. So I'm trying out this new thing called thinking before I speak. And it's just going swimmingly. All right, well, Seneca Esports, talk about strategy. We've got them surrounding the Udon Alliance on four sides in what, I mean, I'm assuming it's the boa strat. Ladies and gentlemen, I coined that term myself, so I'm not sure what the official terminology is, but I call it the boa strat because like a boa snake, Boa Constrictor, they surround their opponent on multiple angles, in this case, 4 different sides. And if this is indeed what they're doing, they will simultaneously constrict on the opposition. And that does several things. It gives you multiple angles on the opponent. You're not all able to be taken out in one spray, but it applies pressure simultaneously to 4 sides, which usually causes a panic factor for the team being surrounded. So that's when mistakes happen, and Udon Alliance is going to have to keep their composure here and stay at the ready. All right. I see you in chat, Psycho. He says they're trolling. He got clutched up earlier because he 1v3'd. Let's see if he throws. Aw. Well, Rex was not ready for a high ground advancement from one press as Votto and Rico rain the bullets on him. And add on to that rain of bullets, it's going to be a utility nade coming down his way. Will it hit? It wrecks into him. Holy crap. Rex got wrecked. That nade was perfectly timed and thrown. But Udon Alliance able to get a third-party kill steal, and it's as if the poor boys in one press did nothing at all. Well, Leo, at this point, still with 2 other teammates up, and they are very spread out. But it looks like they could be implementing a boa strat of their own, as we were talking about briefly earlier. Well, I'm going to switch over to the 2-piece of Fruit Cups Quick Nick in 1v4. They got themselves sandwiched in between the Crews and C4 and the Hellcats RedEye. Oh, Hellcats RedEye gonna have to deal with C4 right here and now. We got Skur running right into the equation here, cooking up a nade, and I don't think they know. All the while, Luna getting knocks on Horsepower. A boy, Horsepower coming in. I want to give him just a huge shout out. That guy has supported me from day one, and just a great friend, and really, really, really has helped keep this crazy dream of casting alive. Thank you. Skur, perfectly played, taking honestly about the most minimal amount of damage that he could for a situation like this. And that pre-fire was pretty well timed there. Coming in now, no time to rest. UNC can he do again, lightning strike twice. Oh, Mommy Power is downed off in the distance. And C4 wrecking house there. But I've got to switch over because with Mommy Power out, where are you guys? Are you not Nebulae? Yep, they're out. They're out of there, apparently. Well, my apologies for not switching over there in time to see it, but we're going to switch over instead to a member of Seneca. It's going to be UV, desperately trying to escape the clutches of Luna Wicked, and I would be a little surprised if he's able to as his vehicle rolls down the hill. But luckily for him, his teammate taking all the focus from Luna somehow. Well, now UV is in a peanut butter and cruise damage here. Vehicle is his only cover here, but to get too far away from it leaves him vulnerable. Staying too close to it is going to take the vehicle explosion damage. It's a tough one. And Murph actually being focused on by UV's teammates here, coming in, being some heroes as Fury fires away with some distance shots, utilizing what high ground he can. Leo's doing the same with an M43X. They got a couple knocks on the Luna crew. Hackerman and Joe still up. And look at this. Hackerman responsible for half of the team's 8 kills so far. Thanks for the raid, Colby. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm not live on Trovo, BBK. It's just YouTube and Twitch. Alright, well, we're going to catch eyes on C4 versus the Fruit Cup. I'm switching the C4 over the Fruit Cups because I see they have multiple supporters in the chat wanting to watch it. So, if we have Fruit Cup supporters in here, let me know. Well, JP47 taking a heavy hit and still getting the finish on Fruit Cup's 1v4. All the while, POM off in the distance, desperately needing some kills on the board. It looks like they were able to secure a knock on someone from one press, potentially. But will it amount to a thirst? I don't think it will be a thirst from POM, actually. Pop-off Maniac. However, this could be an interesting little conundrum, as Luna could take some focus from the pop-off Maniacs here. Yep, that's exactly what happens as Joe is knocked, but the Udon Alliance off in the distance, making sure you don't forget about them. 3 kills to their name, still a full 4-piece as they engage on the likes of one press here. They have definitely given up their element of surprise with that knock. Case in point, Magic is taken down. Oh, but Rico taken down by Lunatic right there, and then in retaliation. No regrets soon to follow, potentially, but not before he secures the first on Lunatic. Trying to enshroud his fallen teammate in a cloud of smoke. All the while, that leaves Murda in charge of overwatch and cover fire, trying to account for numerous teams, but he's got to keep focus here on the Udon Alliance. Just got murdered by Murda. Like fish in a barrel there. That was patience paying off for Murda. And now that he's got that knock, his position is probably compromised. So it's going to be stability thrown. Well thrown, but not quite hitting the mark of where Udon Alliance currently is. Well, it's going to be Thea to hold position while... well, I was going to say while RDP heals up. But that's not going to be an option for him. ROP, RQP, I can't read it. Thea, the final hope here for Udon Alliance, desperately trying to secure a revive on his or her fallen teammate. The only hope for assistance left here, and all the while, one press advancing on him pretty aggressively. It's gonna be a tough one, but look at him. RQP, low health and everything, and whoa! Udon Alliance coming back. All the odds stacked against them. RQP, ROP, I can't read what it is, but no health to his name. Still able to secure a knock there. That was absolutely clutch. Well, we're going to switch our attention briefly over to the crew in Nemesis Gaming here. They've got a low ground position, and they're aiming uphill at Eternal, but I'm not sure if they're aware or not of C4 off to their east. And these shots here from Suki onto Astro could be their nail in the coffin, unknowingly. He does get the knock there on Astro. And that's going to bring it down to Phoenix and Clout. Clout trying to get a line of sight on the outside. Looks like Luna coming in from the other side here. This is a tough one for Eternal. Sandwiched in between 3 to 4 teams. Yeah, this is not looking great. Phoenix desperately trying to find a way to secure a revive on his fallen teammate Astro. But Luna off in the distance, letting no pressure off of this and utilizing that high ground to their advantage pretty effectively here as they engage on Nemesis Gaming beneath them, then reorient their attention to Eternal. Guys, if you're watching on Twitch, it would really mean a lot to me if you guys could head on over to the YouTube. Here's the link. There's the link, and it would mean an awful lot if you subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'll be doing some UC custom rooms exclusively on YouTube in probably 2 to 3 weeks or so. I don't want to make them too recurring. But just as a little thank you to the people who actually do sub. And Hackerman is down right there. That is it for the crew in Luna. Just like that. But not before they put up a pretty hefty number of kills on the board. Gonna switch my attention over to UV of Seneca, because UV as the looming threat Haunted Souls, but just over to the side here. It's Luddy and Lucky. UV cooking up a nade here. Not even remotely confused as to Lucky's positioning. Luffy definitely was able to take advantage of an undercooked nade, but then UV just wrecks into him with that other nade, beautifully thrown, and this could be bad for Luddy, who's desperately trying to get to the fallen teammate. Ooh, UV's quick to try to react to it with an aggressive push. Keep in mind, UV's a little bit ahead of his or her two remaining teammates, and that little bit of hesitation kind of undid this advancement entirely, because with Luffy up, that puts UV in a 1v2 outnumbered scenario here for the moment. Another nade, not hitting the mark, unfortunately. Let's get it from their perspective here, as Luddy, now healed and ready to go. M4 and a shotgun. Oh, pardon me, M4 Car 9 in hand. S18 at first. Oh, looks like C4 wasting no time, keeping the pressure on Eternal, giving the crew in Haunted Souls a breath of fresh air. As I say it, cast a curse, and they're out of here. Well, Clout of Eternal Gaming, desperately trying to provide a little bit of much-needed assistance to his fallen teammate Astro, getting a knock of his own, and it's going to be a little trade of revives here. All the while, all in, coming in from the backside, taking Phoenix down. This is going to be a tough one for Eternal, but look at that Clout, wasting no time, getting the knock on Goyo, leaving it all riding onto Koi for all in pink. Oh, thank you so much, BBK. Spectate Luna, they are fighting. Luna will get first. Well, I'm not going to just switch over to every team that you guys request. I'm going to go be fair to everyone. But I will give extra screen time to those of you who are here to support. So, with that being said, I do believe Luna's been eliminated. But I'll keep in mind that you're watching specifically for them in the coming matches. Thank you guys for being here on YouTube. Wow, we got 34 people watching this channel. Fury just wrecking into this. Wow. Two names that mean the same thing. All right, Eternal still keeping themselves relevant and in the picture here. 7 kills to their name as a 3-piece, and 4 of them between Astro and Clout. Speaking of Astro, we're down to 3 teams, ladies and gentlemen. Eternal Gaming, Seneca Esports, and C4. Now, as I know, C4 and Eternal have people here watching. I saw Clout in the chat. Clout himself getting a takedown, but that's going to be on to Daddy. That's going to leave it riding on Skur and Ghoul. But the Eternal boys have got to be careful. They cannot let their guard down on Seneca Esports. Utilizing what utilities they can, C4 going to exemplify just how important these utilities are come in-game, especially on a map as open and vulnerable as Miramar is. We got ourselves a 3v3v2 to end round 2. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is round 2, if you're just now tuning in, of the Galaxy Stargaze PUBG Mobile Weekly Scrims. Thank you for being here. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do like and sub. I also run a monthly $450 tournament over 2 years running. Anyone can register as long as you're above level 30. All right. Well, here we go. Moment of truth for C4. Daddy putting himself in a little bit of vulnerability here, but this could be an opportunity for C4 if Eternal does take the pressure off of him, and Astro's down, leaving it all reliant on Clout here. Clout desperately firing away, but taken down from the low ground by C4's Skur. Well, Daddy very hurt, but look at this. Skur with 8 kills of the team's 17 kills. Oh, Skur cut in his tracks right there, and that is that. C4 gets the dang thing done. Holy smack. Those boys just put up 19 kills on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, if it gives you an idea, that's basically a quarter of the playing field, if not more. All to one team. Skur with 8 kills, Ghoul with 6, JP with 4. I mean, seriously impressive performances on their end. We got Seneca Esports grabbing second, and that's going to be with 6 kills. 5 are between Fury and UV. Eternal doing pretty darn good as a three-piece, grabbing third place, how fitting, taking the bronze medal with 7 kills. 6 are between Phoenix and Astro. One of the Nemesi, in fourth with 10 kills, 8 of which are between Leo and Speed. All in pink in fifth with 7 kills between Decoy and Goyo. Thirst U Delta in sixth, but with 0 kills. KOD, the Haunted Souls, in seventh with a big fat onion as well. We got Luna in 8th place, but let's give them credit. 10 kills to their name, and eliminated fairly early on for getting 10. So good effort on their end, especially after their performance in round 1. We got the Pop-Off Maniacs grabbing 9th, but with 0 kills to speak of. Another Nemesi. This is going to be Nemesis Black with 1 kill this time, and that's from Weckham, 10th place. The Udon Alliance in 11th, and that's going to be with 7. One Press in 12th with 2. Fruit Cups in 13th with 0. The New Genesis Maniacs grabbing 14th with 2. We've got Nebulae in 15th, and that's going to be with 0, unfortunately. The Four Schmucks in 16th with 1 kill from Brain Dead. Hellcats, this is either Hellcats Gaming, or let's see, we got Hellcats RedEye and Hellcats Rain. It's one of the two. I believe this is Rain. In 17th, 0 kills. Speaking of 0 kills, we've got the FPS, the First Patty Significance, grabbing the next one. Yes, this is the First Patty Significance in 18th with 0. One of the spirits in 19th with 0. The other spirit in 20th with 5, 3 of which came from Rico. And lastly, these Hellcats, Craig, Call Me DePro, Chatty, and Cool3 in 21st and last place with 0. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're only halfway through this event, so we still got 2 more rounds of action, mayhem, and strategy coming your way of the Galaxy Stargaze PUBG Mobile Weekly Scrims. Stick around. We'll be back in just a few short moments. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to round 3 of the Galaxy Stargaze PUBG Mobile Weekly Scrims. We're doing round 3, as you guessed it, the first map ever introduced to the game, Erangel. What do we need to say about Erangel? It's basically the off-bred love child of Sandhawk and Miramar, because it is the perfect middle ground between those two extremes, which does leave it fairly reliant upon the flight path to determine what sort of early game we end up getting. With that being said, we are working with a not-so-centralized flight path. It's going to be a horizontally based heading from South George all the way through the Yasnaya off to the coast. But it is going to definitely take a couple options off of the drop spots. We're not going to see any military drops, mil-to-power drops, no Nova or Primorse, not without a vehicle to rotate southbound. But let's go ahead and get into the thick of it. We got some early jumpers here already. Let me zoom in a little. Wow, we have a lot of early jumpers. We've got members of One Press Elite heading southbound, pardon me, alongside people in Nemesis Black. Off to their east, we got the New Genesis Maniacs. Above New Genesis Maniacs, we've got Haunted Souls. Goodness gracious. In South George, we might have a little contestation here between Thirst You, Delta, and Luna. It does look like Luna Joe kind of breaking off from the team. We got C4 holding the crate regions in South George, and their nearest threat is going to be the Udon Alliance off to their... Oh, I withdraw that statement. Their nearest threat is going to be right there with them. It's going to be the crew in Hellcat's Reign, and we're going to start off by spectating onto Hellcats. They're entering as a three-piece and getting eyes on Demon here. Demon trying to fall back from the crate region and maybe join his teammates or just dip out of crates in general. I'm not sure which is the move for him. Let's see. It looks like Eternal's going to claim school. To their south, they're going to have Nemesis Gaming. Quite a bit of distance between them. Lepovka going to belong to the first Patty Significance, and that leaves us with kind of a spread. Well, call me to pro, taking quite a bit of damage there. All right, well, Koi, of the first month going off in the distance. I guess we'll switch over to that. Wait. Oh, Chatty keeping the pressure on. Same as Demon. They got Scourge here right on them. Yeah, little bit of space here, and wow, C4 is playing this really smart. It's a 2-1-1 split, and they are gonna just wreck into the four schmucks here. Yep, and Skur does it right then and there. They have so many angles on their opponent that it's just not a lot that the Hellcat Reigns can do. It's all riding on Demon. All the while, Nemesis Black dealing with a looming threat of their own off in the distance. But I do want to see what little final stand here Demon can put up. Who knows? Maybe he can pull off the 1v3. That is that. The Demon is down. Let's see what else we have on the playing field. We're going to go tune in to my boy Horse. Oh, Horse is down right then and there. Mommy, however, retaliating with a monster utility, raining hellfire on the opposition in four schmucks. We got Bones trying to get to a different positioning, but he is right next to the threat here, and here we go. Yeah, Bones with that honey badger. Putting 7-2 in the opposition. And Mommy taking a rough hit as well, and I think potentially eliminated. Yep, that is it for the crew in Nebulae as the four schmucks take them out. All right. Thirst you. Delta. Wow, with 4 kills already between Dashi and Stuffy. They did lose Pitbull in the process, but it looks like they're going to carry on as a 3-piece. All right. What else happening on the board? Looks like members of Team 21. This is going to be Rise Esports trying to catch a line of sight on the opposition in Spirit. We got Zen55 with the Scarel UMP combo, and looks like his teammates dipping on out of dodge, leaving him with the bite. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I'm curious. I know that's... Okay. Yeah, I thought it was crazy for a second, but yeah, it's not... Looks like the map is almost not fully on the screen, but I guess it is. Alright. Well, what else is happening on the playing field? Spirit still pretty close to New Genesis Maniacs, but not really much else on the board. Having a brief discussion with the org, just making sure everything's under wraps here. All right, we're going to switch over to C4. Now with 4 kills, still a full 4-piece. Ghoul almost eliminated from the situation, but going to carry on here. They're going to have to get out of this shack and get away from the looming threat that is Udon Alliance. Otherwise, that little shack could be a false 4 walls of comfort there, and 1 nade could separate him from life and death. Well, speaking of Spirit here, they're driving right by 2 teams, one being the New Genesis Maniacs, the other being, of course, Luna Wicked. And boy, Luna driving the opposite direction, probably not going to amount to much between them. Well, what about all in this altercation here with Spirit Fem? M is going to be revived, but quickly taken down again at the hands of Mando, leaving it up to... well, Goyo and Goyo alone, as Decoy is also eliminated. So Goyo has to bow out of dodge and try to carry on some placement points here for his team if they want a shot at taking that first place prize. I guess the first place medal home. Well, this is an interesting zone shift, ladies and gentlemen. A southbound oriented zone, and it's going to be focusing potentially around military base, and not a single team has claimed the island yet, so we could be due for some bridge camping here in front of us fairly shortly. Eternal driving right through a member of All in Pink. Yep, it's going to be Goyo. I don't think they're going to engage. Well, we've got the FPS, the first patty, significant here, and boy, they are in a bit of a conundrum as Eternal just focuses on Warlord. Warlord gonna try to pull a eastern flank rotation and follow his teammate Cornbread out of the line of sight of Eternal. This is kind of a pretty slowly unwinding match. Surprising for a match 3. We're going to get eyes here on C4, but you know what I always say, ladies and gentlemen. A more passive early game only means one thing, a more action-packed climactic mid or end game, so it'll be worth the trade. A little bit of stale time here and there, that's to be expected in PUBG Mobile on large maps. And as you've noted, large maps are going to be 3 out of the 4 maps that we're working with today. Well, Hellcats and Rise having at it with one another off in the distance. Let's catch eyes on Rise's perspective of it. Looks like C4 heard the shots as well, coming to join the party. Utilizing the Church Hill. Ooh, this could be real trouble here. for RedEyes Esports. Oh, Weefy just wrecking into Ghoul there with a Scar L, and I believe he might have even secured a Thirst. It looks like he did. JP47 could be victim to the Weefy's nade. Oh, close, but no cigar. Gets a decent amount of damage, reducing JP down to half health, but Weefy being focused on, and those little four walls are, as I said, a false sense of comfort, especially in a situation like this where they could easily throw a nade through that slit. Well, Weefy's still pushing up on JP here. A pretty late advancement, in my opinion. JP did heal up a little late, but he still did it. And so Weefy kind of let that opportunity pass. I don't see pushing up at this stage being the move here, especially with Skur coming to join the party. Well, Weefy does have a nade ready, and we saw what he can do with them. Throwing it at where C4 Skur was, not where he would be. Well, this is sort of dragging on here between these two teams. It looks like Hellcat's Hellcat's RedEye pulled a southwestern rotation and gonna claim the little warehouses just on the other side of Church Hill, as these two teams just hold position against each other. Well, no time to waste. I'm gonna head down to the the Western Bridge here, where three teams congregate. It's gonna be members of New Genesis Maniacs up against Luna Wicked, as well as members of Seneca Esports. And boom, Wingles is kicked off like a bad habit. That leaves Noof and Noof alone here. And Dark, his teammate, is a bowling pin to members of Seneca. Well, Noof, now outnumbered, outmanned, outgunned, probably needs to reprioritize what to do in this situation, especially seeing as he has an opportunity for Seneca and Luna to focus in on each other, kind of giving him that little second chance at life, so to speak. Well, C4 they don't leave the aggression at any point. They stay in the action here. Case in point, we got Skur firing from the high ground of Church Hill onto the boys in RedEyes, but taking a lot more damage than he's able to dish out, unfortunately for him. All right. This is going to be interesting. It looks like it's going to be a yeet kit for the boys in C4. That's going to be a tough one, considering that RedEyes is already advancing. We got Shags and Weefy up at the forefront, while Zuko and Zen hold the compound cover of Pachinki. Well, not going to waste time. Looks like Fruit Cups going at it off in the distance. Now a full four-piece in an altercation with the likes of Spirit Fem. Boy, 1v4 did not 1v4 this time. Was wrecked into there. And here comes his teammate trying to help out. Jelson holding him off at bay. And it looks like Quick Nick is able to get the takedown on Ducky there. With Mando down, it's going to be a tough one for the remainder. That's going to be Bella, and Bella alone, cooking up a utility. And caught from the side by their teammate in Fruit Cups. Nicely done. All right. Well, switching over to members of Nemesis Gaming. Surrounded by Eternal on two sides, with Suki being knocked by Phoenix right there, and then Phoenix taking a little bit of a hit as well, reduced down to below half health, and we see Corrido cooking up a nade, all the while Clout aggressively approaching the action here. Molly thrown in at speed, not quite hitting the mark, is it? No, speed utilizing the closet to cover. Suki being revived by Leo. Clout gonna try, yeah, this one's it for speed. Bye-bye, speed. Boom! But Clout taken out right after he throws it. Revenge was served on a platter there. Well, it's down to Phoenix. What's his name? Oh boy. Well, Suki, who was the first knocked, is now the last hope here for Nemesis Gaming. And boy, taking quite a hit there. Reduced down to, well, now a quarter of his or her overall health. Trying to throw a preliminary nade and hold off Eternal at bay. But boy, they come in advancing guns and places. Suki getting the knock. Still not taken out. Doing significant damage to Astro as well. Not a bad last stand on. And to add insult to injury, the shots to the crate. Well, no time to waste. It looks like Udon Alliance getting sandwiched in between Luna and the first Patty Significance here on the Western Bridge. All right. Oh, Warlord, the only one... Oh, no, I take it back. He's right here with his teammates. Holding the geographical high ground versus the compound cover low ground that Udon Alliance has with those warehouses. Not really sure who has the more advantageous position. I'm going to say FPS in this case. But realistically, you know, neither are that much more significant than the other. It's kind of a trade-off here. The compound cover is great, but that low ground disadvantage. I'd say they're about equally significant positions to hold. All right, well, C4 getting military base all to themselves, and it looks like we got one press doing the sneaky little water snake tactic, pulling a Michael Phelps here, as you can see. Rico utilizing a boat, and all the while the fight looms on here between the first Patty Significance and Udon Alliance at a little bit of a stale point here. But it looks like Luna might be ganging up on Udon Alliance as those hits rain in on Magic. Yeah, Luna's still keeping the pressure, this time onto members of Hellcat's RedEye. Hellcat's RedEye reduced down to Mouse and Craig at this point. 0 kills to their name so far. Elsewhere, not a lot happening on the playing field. We see Not Lit of Seneca East, or pardon me, not of Seneca Esports. Goodness gracious. The Four Schmucks trying to get to that care package. It looks like they're all trying to. We see Koyos here holding a high ground. Kind of the same case in point. We have a high ground geographical cover versus the low ground compound cover held by New Genesis Maniac. Well, Udon Alliance Magic is knocked by none other than the crew in Luna, and it's going to be a quick thirst to follow. That's going to bring Luna up to 4 kills here, and there's awfully close to the opposition here. Udon Alliance just allowing them to get all the loot that they need here. Looks like FPS has backed off and engaging elsewhere. Cornbread is out. All right, here we go. Last Maniac here of New Genesis. It's Noof. Been the solo at this point for a minute now. Up against multiple oppositions in Rise Esports. Here we go. Noof is out. Goodness gracious. Koyos holding that tower ground. Very unexpected there. Well, now Bones. I mean, there's nowhere to hide here. His location is definitely very well known by Rise. Now, whether or not they're going to try to make use of a utility or whether or not they have a way of getting up to that tower, yet to be seen. All right, well, Bones is right back down in the action. All right, well, Bones immediately taking quite a hit. He does get properly looted, getting that care package. Got the crew in C4 dropping in right on top of members of Spirit. And Skur actually taking distance damage, and it's either from members of Fruit Cup or from the pop-off maniacs. He's actually vulnerable from 2 different angles on this rooftop. Well, the low ground holder here, Rico, picking up a utility here, and it's likely aimed in for Daddy or JP. And very, very short. However, nades thrown at Rico, definitely doing a little bit more damage than he's able to dish out, as he's brought down to about 1/3 of his overall health, and more utilities coming in. It's going to be smokes from the Spirit teammates trying to give themselves as much of an opportunity to get some cover and heal up as possible. Well, Shampoo just holding position here with Branch. And I can understand why. With 2 teams that close, it's a tough one. Oh, and all the while, the 4 schmucks just wrecking house. Up to 5 kills. Looking real strong. Still a full 4-person team. And now with focus on Quick Nick of Fruit Cups, Koyos wastes no time putting in a decent chunk of damage to the opposition, but taking some in retaliation. Brought down to a little over 2/3 of his health. The guy whose name I'm not going to say down. It's going to prioritize some revives there for the Fruit Cup. That gives an opportunity for them to maybe even bow out if the 4 schmucks focus in and rise, which they seem to be doing. But with this sort of cover afforded to both teams, I'm very hesitant about staying tuned into that, just because it can tend to drag on for some time. But look here, ladies and gentlemen, we got more sneaky water snakes, this time in the 3-piece Eternal. With Phoenix in the water, ways away from his teammates. They're desperately just trying to work their way in without bringing attention to themselves. And hey, it could pan out really well for them. We don't know yet. Well, Seneca Esports gonna face off right here and now against Rise. Rex comes in, guns ablaze, and his teammate Yuvi taken down pretty quick with that MK. Oh, Rex and Yuvi with that. Well, I guess we saw the advantage of having an MK and the disadvantage of using the MK there. It's the most powerful gun for an automatic in the game, but only holding a 20-round clip is not ideal when you have numerous opponents. Back to the Fruit Cups in this standoff here with the opposition and pop-off maniacs. All right. Well, Eternal holding some across the waterway shots here. Look at this JP47 of C4 driving by so many teams. He's got his eye on one thing, and it looks to be that care package. But oh, I withdraw that statement. He's not here for a care package. He's here to try to catch members of 4 schmucks or Eternal or even Fruit Cup unawares. But unfortunately, driving up in a vehicle is going to bring some attention. And I do not think he's safe at all here in this shack. I think these shacks are time and time again proven themselves to be a false sense of comfort. I mean, you are lining yourself up like fish in a barrel with nowhere to run and hide. If a nade is thrown through that slit, it's game over for JP. Now we got 2 members of we got 2 schmucks up on the tower. Sounds like the start to a bad joke. 2 schmucks walk onto a tower. All right, well, with Shags down, Zen gonna have to provide a little bit of overwatch and cover fire here up against the looming threat of 4 schmucks. All the while, a schmuck is taken off in the distance. It's Koyos being taken down by Luna, and we see Not Lit with a Mosin in hand trying to retaliate. Oh boy. Hate of the pop-off maniacs is down, so it's on Zhu Fang, Storm, and Dragon. All right. Can he catch them unawares here? Nope. They know about him. That's for sure. But will knowing protect him? Nope. Hate is down again. Zhu Fang downed as well. It's all on Storm. Man, Daddy off in the distance. Yeah, and you knew that was coming. Hate is thirsted. And here comes Spirit. The Storm got Spirit. Yes, he do. Wow. If they let him get this revive, that would be a serious error on the end of Spirit. And it's going to happen. Wow. Well, that is, you know, either way you look at it, that's a mistake on Spirit's end. And that might boil down to a lack of synergy or just maybe not having the confidence or momentum as a two-piece. But either way, they had it down where members of Pop-Off Maniacs, they were down to Storm and Storm alone. But looks like Shampoo can give themselves that chance again with a nice angle on Zhu getting a knock, quickly followed by a Thirst. Now it's all on Storm. I guess they have Dragon off in the distance, but the Storm is over. Clouds are separated. It's all riding here on Dragon, and Dragon alone up against Branch and Shampoo. And it looks like Dragon may reprioritize this fight here. Maybe just get a different position. It looks like he thought a little bit better of it, just getting the vehicle to a position where he knows it's got cover. All right. JP still holding ground in the shack. He disagrees with me about it being a false sense of cover. Ooh! Well, here we go. Branch getting a takedown. Yes, that's CQC close quarter combat annihilator, and Branch saves the day for the team. However, too little, too late. Shampoo is out of there. He has been rinsed clean. Now Branch is the final host here, Spirit, now engaging against a three-piece of first party, and that might not have been the right move, especially considering that he has got a weakened vest. But if First Patty had noticed him, it would have been bad news bears either way. So I don't necessarily agree or disagree with this decision. I think he would have maybe had to take the fight on at some point. I'm just not sure if he would have had to take it on as soon as he did, and maybe could have gotten some placement points out of it. But can't rule Branch out. And either way, Spirit make it, well, as I say, at Caster Curse, as Daddy wrecks into him from across the waterway. Spirit eliminated in 7th, but with some decent kills to this. Well, the Fruit Cup still 3 members up and holding the edge of zone with an opportunity to gatekeep the opposition in first patty. This is going to be interesting to see how this plays out, especially considering this 2-1 split. Well, Rise having to go out of here with one of the schmucks. It's going to be Koyos taking Jags down, leaving it on to Zuko, Weefy, and Zen. All right, well, Fruit Cups and the first patties. Warlord for the against each other. Warlord, for a brief moment, I thought he was an FPP, but he does finish the job, and he will potentially be able to get a revive on his fallen teammate, Habibi. All the while, we got a lot of fights looming off in the distance here. Bones taking a lot of zone damage. Remember what I said, ladies and gentlemen? No one has a higher KD than that blue zone. Case and point. We're down to our final 2 teams. It's a 3v2, Eternal versus First Patty. Let's get it. Well, Eternal has the advantage of having zone. How do you like it? Not only that, but Eternal has the numbers. And even more so as Warlord is taken down, leaving it riding entirely upon Habibi. I would imagine Eternal may even push a little bit outward. Yep, I would throw nades as well. Yeah, I don't disagree with this. This is, even though it's out of zone, I agree with this push. And this is, you know, the type of team that I would expect from Eternal, as long-standing as they are in the Tier 2 NA community. You expect to have them pretty synergized here, pretty experienced and well-rehearsed in these tactics. Even as a three-piece, Warlord taking a heavy hit there as he cooks up some nades of his own. Clout getting a side-angle rotation, almost getting Astro out of there, but unfortunately not able to seal the deal, and Astro is going to heal up. Clout spotted from the low ground and quickly picked off, and now it's a 2v2. However, Eternal still has an advantage in that they hold zone, and FPS is going to have to go into open, vulnerable space here. And yep, Warlord is out. So, Habibi's out. Warlord follows very quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, any way you look at it, that's game over. Well, Eternal. They absolutely crushed this one with 10 kills to their name and a gold medal first place finish. 9 of those kills between Phoenix and Clout. We got the crew in FPS. This is Cornbread, Crumbs, Habibi, and Warlord. Pardon me. Well, yeah. First patty, significance, pardon me. 5 kills, second place. The 4 schmucks grabbing third, but with 11 kills, 9 of them between Bones and Koyos. RedEyes grabbing fourth with 5. Fifth place going to the Fruit Cups with 6 kills. Seventh is going to belong... Sixth is going to belong to C4 with 6 kills between 3 of their players. We got Spirit in 7th as a 3-piece with 5 kills, 4 of which go to Shampoo. 8th belongs to Luna, and they're going to take that with 5. The Pop-Off Maniacs in 9th with 2 kills, both of which from Dragon. Udon Alliance in 10th with 2. One Press securing 11th with 5. We got Hell Rain, I believe it's Hell Rain. Murph, Mouse, Shadow, and Craig in 12th with a big fat onion for kills. Seneca Esports in 13th, but with only 1 kill. We were talking about onions. We'll all in pink in 14th with a big onion of their own. We got the new Genesis Maniacs in 15th as a 3-piece with 5 kills. Thirst U Delta in 16th with 4 kills between Dashi and Stuffy. One of the Nemesis teams, Speed, Corrido, Daisuke, and Leo in 17th with 2. Another Spirit team, Mando, Bello, Rodrigo, and Ducky in 18th with 4. Another Nemesis in 19th, that's with 2 kills from Kodak. Nebulae in 20th with 0. Hellcats, Demon, Call Me the Pro, and Chatty in 21st with 0. And speaking of 0, we have got the boys and girls in Haunted Souls in 22nd place with 0. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Well, that's 3 maps down, but 1 map to go, and I think y'all know what it's going to be. So stick around. We're going to be back with our 4th and final round of the Galaxy Stargaze PUBG Mobile Weekly Scrims in just a few short moments. Yeah. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube. Even if you're watching on Twitch, just dropping by and dropping a sub would mean a lot to me. All right, guys, stick around. We'll be back soon. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our fourth and final round of the Galaxy Stargaze weekly PUBG Mobile Scrims. And we're going to be ending the night with a Vikendi. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Vikendi map has been brought back into the pro scene, and so now we're starting to see it reflected in the community tournaments as well. So I'm loving that. What do we need to say about a map like Vikendi? Well, as Erangel was the perfect middle ground between Sandhawk and Miramar, we said. But realistically, this is the real perfect middle ground in terms of size. This is a 6x6. Erangel is an 8x8. Sandhawk is a 4x4. So yes, this is going to be, size-wise, the perfect middle ground. However, what we know about Vikendi is it's very different from the other maps. Why? It's a snow map. Why does that matter? For several reasons. One, because you're very likely to stick out against a white backdrop of snow. But even more so than that, enemies can track your well, I guess your tire tracks at least. It maybe at some point when mobile graphics advance to the point of being able to add footstep prints in there as well. But your tracks can definitely be utilized by the enemy to get your location, and that is definitely going to need to be accounted for in terms of your strategy. And yeah, I guess the final thing I want to say about this map is, you know, it tends to be one of the slower first thirds of the match kind of a situation, just due to its geography. But it also has a lot of compound options for the participants as well, so a couple reasons for it. But here we do see Luna dropping alongside Seneca and Udon Alliance, so we might get action right off the bat. And even elsewhere, the Thirst You Delta boys, we got a real conundrum here for the likes of Dashi. Yep, Dashi getting a knock and quickly retaliated on as he took down Wingles. Looks like Noof wasted no time in serving out revenge on a platter to him, cold and fast. All right. Hey, Lisa. So this is a community event, not personal gameplay. And you have to register for these events. You can do so in the Galaxy Discord server. If anyone has that, feel free to post the link on YouTube. Luna, in a little love triangle here with Seneca and Udon Alliance, and I don't think that it's going to be much more of a waiting game. We see RQP getting real close, advancing up on Seneca. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we still have other kills happening. It's Eternal being taken out in the distance by a DBS. Estro really in a conundrum here. Yep, they're up against the likes of Nemesis Gaming here. Daisuke and Leo as a two-piece pushing in a situation they are outnumbered, outmanned, and outdone. Daisuke is wrecked into. Leo is the final hope for the team, but with the DBS, crazier things have happened. And boom, Eternal is going to live on, living up to their name, so to speak. No time to waste. We got the Nebulae folks, Dylan, potentially facing off against All In. and it's Brittany. I believe Brittany is knocked. Yes, she is. And not like to be revived in this situation. The remainder of Nebulae holding position here on numerous angles, but I don't think that they have any other nearby threats to account for. So, they're getting eyes on what's left of All In. Takoi, Goyo, and M driving northbound right through members of Nemesis Black. All right. Well, this is the first view Delta. Oh, pardon me. This is Hellcats. I apologize. They just have Crazy J filling in on their team. This is Hellcats RedEye up against the looming threat of All In Pink. M able to dish out a nice little chunk of damage there. However, little damage taken back in retaliation as Goyo takes a pretty heavy hit. Looks like C4 off in the distance. Skur getting a takedown on somebody in Pop-Off Maniacs. Looks like JP is going to go try to join him. Actually, it looks like JP's advancing on other members of Pop-Off Maniacs. Yeah, trying to get a line of sight on Dragon with a 3x M4. All the while, Udon Alliance and Seneca facing off. Dragon is stretching, not at all accounting for his side there. And JP picked him off without any issues. Well, that is going to be a tough situation for the Pop-Off Maniacs as it's down to Hate and Storm now. JP cooking up a nade aimed inbound at Hate. Bones gets Wingles. All right, here we go. Hate dancing on JP. Boy, the shots are fired. Quickly switching from UMP to AK, but not accounting for Skur. C4 has just been phenomenal tonight. All things considered, this team has really handled their cool under the pressure pretty much the entirety of the night. And as I say, a little cast the curse in effect as Storm brings the Storm onto Skur. Skur does get to a nice little bit of cover here behind this wall, and I think there's enough distance that he should be able to get healed up. Mommy Power, now the final hope for Nebulae, and up against numerous members of Rise. Looks like she was able to secure a knock on Zen, but that still leaves Warlord, Zuko, and Shags. All right. Well, Luna wasting no time off in the distance, keeping the pressure on the playing field, even as a two-piece in this standoff here against Seneca Esports. And it looks like UV in this position, the final hope here for Seneca. Yep, and if you could just stay still for 2 seconds so I can click on you. There we go. UV readily equipped with the DBS in hand. Right. Well, Murph not rushing in too quickly. Joe almost had the line of sight on UV. I don't think UV's going to be able to utilize any boost, very likely. And as I say it, still not quite able to put that DBS in full effect. Taking a huge hit, though. And, yep, pretty easy pickings at that point. We got Quick Nick of the Fruit Cups. Just a three-piece right now, driving right by members of Luna. Kaylin. Thank you for being on the YouTube as well. All right. Fruit Cups now dealing... Oh, pardon me. That's not Fruit Cups. It's actually going to be... well, was going to be Nemesis Black, but they are out of there. Sorry, Mommy. I'm not trying to give up your location here. As a solo, she's doing pretty much what I would think she should be doing at this stage. And that's just letting these numbers kind of dwindle down. Oh, I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, one press is feeling the pressure. It's down to Murder and Vada. Vado is knocked, leaving Murda in charge of this revive, which he does so successfully. Probably not a mistake on Rise's end to hold off on pushing that. That's a lot of open space to cover between them. And it only brings one press up to 2 people, so I still think that the advantage is in their favor. Oh, one moment, you guys. All right, well, Murda is now the final hope yet again, trying to enshroud his fallen teammate in a little bit of utility cover, but to push up here is going to be risky. And case in point, he's wrecked into by Zen. And I'm so sorry, Mommy. Let's see. Where else? Look at this zone, ladies and gentlemen. Quite a bit of it is occupied by water, even further limiting the participants' options. So we are going to be approaching that calm before the storm situation shortly enough. We still have 38 people spread across 12 teams. Little bit of downtime here. And as I said earlier, it's to be expected in larger maps from time to time. But a more passive early game always directly translates to a more action-packed and climactic mid or end game. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are indeed just now tuning in, this is our 4th and our final round of the PUBG Mobile Galaxy Stargazer weekly scrims. Alrighty. Well, with this zone having that much water, you would think that they would be kind of forced to fight at this stage. But there's still so much compound cover afforded to these players, and so much open ground as well. But as we all know, is the nature of PUBG Mobile, as this match progresses, the zone is going to shrink to a smaller and smaller size, and just further limiting the participants' options. And that dead zone is going to start doing some additional damage. So they're going to have fewer and fewer options as this match progresses, and whether they like it or not, they're going to have to take some fights on. Well, I'm going to go over to one of the schmucks, of the 4 schmucks. It's going to be Koyos, driving right next to members of C4. And boy, talk about a team that has been performing at an elevated level today. C4 has been just phenomenal each match. Even in the matches they're not winning, they're getting very decent placement and making sure they have some kills to add into the mix as well. Bones and Koyos driving right next to members of Rise. This could be a conundrum, but it looks like they're going to be able to dip out. However, Brain Dead might have to take that fight on. Well, shots fired from the north, far, far away from C4, or from the likes of C4, I should say, at the 4 schmucks. But still a bit of stale time. So we're going to go to C4's perspective here. JP just holding position and awaiting push, while Skur keeps the pressure on at a distance on the 4 schmucks, with Brain Dead, who's already a little injured. can get a knock on one of those Rise boys. That would be impressive. But it would also be pretty naive, I should say, pretty shallow use of his ammunition, because he's not likely to be able to secure the thirst from that position, and they're too far away to advance on that. Ooh, Thirsty Delta crew is Coach Skur, and whether they knew of his position or not before, they sure as heck know now. Skur wasting no time. He's still got that MG3762 LMG ready for him. But some nades, oh, just falling shy of the window. That would have probably actually hit on one of the members there. Oh, but talk about good reaction time. Skur getting the gas can explosion, doing significant damage to Luffy or Stuffy, and boy, adding insult to injury with that knock. And now JP47 approaching at half health. Needs to use this med kit, and he's going to try to do so before coming in. He's going to have to watch out, because there's a member of Hellcat's RedEye up on the hill. Skur gets Shadow. Just popping off right now. 4 kills to the team's name, 3 of which go to Skur. Ghoul was eliminated fairly early on, and now he's got a utility cooked up for what remains of Thirst You, Rage, and boy, does it ever hit home. Goodness gracious, C4 Skur is riding the confidence and momentum factor to a T. I mean, this guy has not slipped tonight, and what a way to finish a squad wipe with a utility. He is responsible for 5 of the team's 6 kills now. I'm going to go check in on a couple other teams. We got stuff looming on the board here with members of Hellcat RedEye holding a little bit of a positioning here. Pardon me, let me get my highlighter on. Holding a bit of a positioning over the 4 Schmucks, and yep, they are going to come in onto the Schmucks. And it looks like that did not work out too well, as Bones wrecked into Shadow with an M24. Ooh, Eternal Phoenix utilizing a utility of his own here with a nade that does connect onto Hellcat's Rain, and he's not going to waste time approaching, even from the low ground disadvantage. He's got that UMP, and he does! He gets aiming. Oh, it's actually Astra who gets the knock, and ooh, Phoenix taken out from a third party, I believe? And Cloud not gonna leave anything to chance, making sure he secures those thirsts before putting himself out in the open, vulnerable space. Oh, he's still got Chatty, and Chatty is gone. Sorry about the highlighter, ladies and gentlemen. Rise up, says Zuko. Well, I will tune into him since you're here. All right, that's Shags firing uphill with a 8X Car9 aimed outward at Eternal Gaming's Phoenix, Clout, and what's his name in Astro. Actually, I don't know if Phoenix is with them. Nope, he's been eliminated. We already saw that. Astro, however, really hurt here, desperately needing to heal. Gonna do so right here and now. He's down to 1 remaining first aid, but he does hold the closest positioning to Rise, utilizing this boulder here for geographical cover. However, if he were to shoot, I think it wouldn't be too difficult for Rise to get a nade on him. Oh wait, they're much further away than I thought. There's no shot of a nade at this distance, obviously. Well, getting eyes on, you know, the team of the night here, in my opinion, C4. I don't know them that well. You know, I know JP and Skur have been in this team for quite some time, but as a team, I'm not that acquainted with C4 Esports, but boy, I will definitely remember this performance tonight, because they have been just dominating the playing field. Even here, they have 3 members remaining. Skur is knocked, but being quickly attended to by JP47, and honestly, good call, because Skur responsible for 6 of the team's now 7 kills. JP47 keeping the pressure on the Fruit Cups here as he approaches Now with some dukes aimed outward at Jelson, it's going to be the final Fruit Cup member to weigh the options, and it looks like he has weighed them and has decided to bow out and secure some better placement for himself and thus for the team. All right. Well, this is going to be interesting because JP47, and putting those couple shots out there, he has given up his location like a beacon, and it looks like the first Patty significance, like sharks in the water, smelled the blood, and they are coming from a position of high ground, and I don't think that C4 has any idea. Getting eyes on the schmucks. We got Koyos here, just beneath members of Haunted Souls. Haunted Souls definitely have a lot of ground to make up for after that last match, getting last place with no kills. So I don't blame them for going and securing this coastal region. And honestly, it would work out perfect if that is their plan, to secure some placement. It wouldn't have anyone around for miles. Rise, a three-piece at this point, but with 9 kills between these three. Golly. My apology for not noticing earlier. Zen wrecked into there, taking so much damage, but somehow still alive. All right, Weefy putting some pressure here onto the first Patties. Breadcrumbs is down, Eden's down, Warlord's down, and Cornbread is out of there. Getting eyes on the final hope here for Nebulae, Miss Mommy Power herself, weighing her options and trying to prioritize a flank rotation into zone, and that is definitely the right call in this case. As a solo, not really another opportunity gonna come by like that to get into zone. Well, C4 is out of there, just like that. Well, just like this, Mommy's out of the frying pan into the fire, so to speak. And just one floor beneath the last hope for Fruit Cup. Alright. This is kind of a tough position if you're the last hope for Nebulae, Mommy Power. She's literally sandwiched here in between Fruit Cup and 3 of the 4 schmucks. Scratch that, 4 of the 4 schmucks. All 4 schmucks. Every schmuck is accounted for here. Rise Esports might have given people a little second chance here. All right. Well, Mommy Power is going to be forced into it pretty soon. All right. Well, it's a waiting game for them, and I don't blame Mommy one bit for holding ground, and I don't blame Fruit Cup either. They're both waiting for their enemy in their same house to make any sort of moment of vulnerability and slip up there. But I'm going to go tune into the 4 schmucks as Koyo is in a utility battle across the road with RedEyes. Now, this is going to be interesting. We got Shags cooking up a Car 9 nade, or Car 9 to retaliate against Koyo's nade, but oof! Koyo's nade a little overcooked. Weefy taking a hit from the side. Gonna put down a little bit of smoke cover, but I think that might have been a bit of a naive move there, because that smoke could also block the way for the 4 schmucks to advance upon them. All right, here we go. Well, Koyo destroys Weefy there. Bones adding onto it. Now look at this. 6 kills to the 4 schmucks between Braindead, Koyos, and Bones. And boy, shots are coming by very close. But I don't... Is there someone above them? No. Oh! It's mommy power. And here we go. Oh, I'm wrong again. Braindead and Lit here. Braindead taking quite a hit, and Lit is down. Braindead desperately needing to heal here. Can he get this off in time? He does get the heal. Looks like Not Lit is going to be finished by a third party from Fruit Cup. He needs to make his move now. Oh boy, unfortunately taking quite a bit of damage, and now the zone is going to add only more damage to that. Braindead has to find a way to end it. Well, it wasn't even his kill. It was actually taken by a member of C4. What's his name here? And beautiful third party. Well done. All right, well, Haunted Souls still alive, entered as a 3-piece, still remain a 3-piece. Guys, we are down to 9 people spread across 5 teams in our final match of the day. Pardon me. 4th and final match of the day of the PUBG Mobile Galaxy Stargaze Scrims. Look at Mommy Power staying alive, honestly. Getting some good placement points for the team and just laying low under the radar. And, I mean, Fruit Cup has to know that she's there. It's just, they're not bothering one another here. We got Braindead of the schmucks with a misthrown nade there. And definitely, if his location was any sort of secret before, it is not now. Going to utilize what meds he's got. He has no first aids, but he does have a few bandies and a couple boosts. 5 teams remain, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a tough one right now for the Haunted Souls, which is riding on Luffy, and Luffy alone, and he's out of there at the hands of Clout of Eternal. All right, Braindead still advancing. Eternal in very good form right now, even as a 3-piece. They lost Phoenix, but not before he was able to put up some good kills for the team. And all things considered, carrying on as a 3-piece, and they have 11 kills already on the board. It's a strong finish for Eternal, and definitely the kind of performance I would expect, as I said earlier, from a team that is synergized and experienced and well acquainted in this bracket of PUBG Mobile esports. Astro of Eternal getting close to the action as well. He's a little fiddler on the roof here. Braindead of the 4 schmucks being a sneaky little belly bandit and crawling his way around the warehouse. No one's fighting each other. This has definitely been a very interesting event in terms of pacing. Well, it looks like Fruit Cup is starting to make a couple noises there, a little motion and commotion here as he just skirts out of the line of that nade there. Mommy not really going to advance on him. I'm betting she's probably not riding a lot in terms of utilities. Yeah, she's got one nade. Actually, she's got one nade and two mollies. But maybe she hasn't given up her location to him yet. So maybe she doesn't want to give up the element of surprise. More nades aimed inbound at Fruit Cup's final member. And it's just a waiting game. I mean, guys, we are about to be 5 years into PUBG Mobile esports. Shouldn't be stale time at the end game, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you're a Fruit Cup or if you're the final hope for Nebula, it makes sense because you're a solo. We got a 3v1v1, ladies and gentlemen. Fruit Cup, Nebula, and Eternal. Actually, you know, it makes sense for Eternal. They don't have to give up their position in zone. Everyone, all right, I withdraw that entire statement. Everyone's doing it exactly as they should. All right, look here. Astro up on the rooftop. This could spell trouble for Mommy or Fruit Cup. Mommy does secure all the way up to second place as a solo, but now finds herself in a 1v3 situation, outnumbered, outgunned. Just dishing out some damage, but the DBS is, as we said, ladies and gentlemen, that CQC Annihilator. Any way you look at it, that's going to be game over. But we have got to give credit where credit is due. Mommy Power surviving all the way up to second place. Good effort on her end. But Eternal Gaming with a monstrously aggressive performance here, putting up 14 kills in the fourth match. Not bad. Nebula in second. Thank you to Mommy with 1 kill from Dylan. Fruit Cup all the way to third thanks to their final member, who's responsible for the only 2 kills that they had. We got the 4 Schmucks in fourth with 6. We got KOD, the Haunted Souls, in fifth with 1 kill from Bot. Rise securing 6 and doing so, wow, 15 kills between 3 players. 7 of them go to Zen. We got Luna in 7th with 5. Let's see, 8th place going to C4 with 3. We got Hellcats, this is Mouse, Crazy J, Shadow, and Murph, 9th place, 3 kills. We got the first Patty Significance in 10th with 2. The other Hellcats in 11th with 4 between Cool and Demon. Thirst You Delta in 12th with 1 kill from Stuffy. One Press in 13th but with 0 kills to speak of. Nemesis Ruby, Weckham, Kodak, and Dylan. This is Nemesis Black, I believe. 14th place, 3 kills. Seneca in 15th with 4, half of which go to UV. We got the New Genesis Maniacs as another 3-piece here in 16th place with 1 kill from Dark. All in Pink in 17th, but with 0 kills to speak of. Udon Alliance grabbing 18th with 3. We've got POM, the Pop-Off Maniacs, in 19th, but with 0 kills to speak of. One of the Spirits as a 3-piece, Shampoo, Chris, and Branch, 20th with 0. The other Nemesis, Daisuke and Leo, 21st, 0. And lastly, the 2-piece of Bella and Mocha of Spirit with 0. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's see here. I just want to say it has been a real pleasure getting to cast the Galaxy Stargaze weekly PUBG Mobile Scrims for you tonight. Honestly, it's, you know, it's kind of nice to take a step back and kind of back to the roots of it for a little bit. And I'm awfully excited to see what this re-inclusion of Vikendi is going to mean for PUBG Mobile esports as we move into the 5th year. But only time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, be sure that you are following, or I guess subscribe, a member of Galaxy Esports Discord server. They put on events like this quite frequently, and this is a weekly event. So make sure that if you aren't already in the server, join it, show them some support. If you haven't entered this event yet, get your hands on it, ladies and gentlemen. Join the action, be part of the fun, and register. This is a weekly recurring event, so hope to see you in it next week. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get out of your hair. If you haven't been acquainted with me, I'm RedEyes. I'm esports caster for the PUBG mobile community, and mainly in the NA scene, but I also do work in Europe regions as well. So I run a monthly $450 tournament, and if that interests you, just register in my Discord. The link is provided in by typing links, pardon me, in the Twitch chat. If you are on YouTube, I will paste it in there for you. But yeah, it's been an honor and pleasure getting to cast this. And until next time, I hope you all have a great night. Have fun, be safe, and be kind to one another. GG's.